During the Old War after the Tenno brought the Orokin Empire to its knees, the giant towers scattered all around the earth on its own living beings were razed to the ground, but not by the Tenno, by a gargantuan sentient, an Eidolon. Even though the Orokin were at this point not even a valid rival for the Tenno or the Sentients, they were still seen as genocide or maybe even ethnocide worthy. Towers fell one by one, but only at nighttime, the Sentient being the strongest at that point, cowering during the day, blinded and weakened by the sunlight. One of the towers on Earth was the Tower of Unum, built on the edge of the plains, a tower possessed by the spirit of Unum, worshipped by the Ostrons and the Quills, residing in its vicinity. Towards the end of the Old War, the Tower of Unum, we will from now on call only Unum, got attacked by the big Sentient. The Orokin were no more, and the Tenno scattered, one being so loyal to the tower it stayed. It was a Warframe called Gara. Gara protected the tower when the Sentient came, night after night, but that was not a viable solution to defend endlessly. So during the day, she went scouting and searching for the Sentient, with no success every time she tried. The Unum therefore constructed a cunning plan to find the Sentient, giving the Unum's blood, red Kuva, to the animals so the Unum could transfer its consciousness to them and keep track on the Sentient without raising any suspicion. For that she commissioned the Ostrons and the Quills, and they followed her instructions. This was effective at first, but inevitably the Sentient did manage to capture a few of the Kuva-infused animals, figuring out the power of red Kuva and its healing abilities, even capable to heal the Sentient sterilization caused by the void jump into the origin system. Sentient also figured out that the animal blood came from the Tower of Unum, so night after night he attacked more and more furiously, with one and only wish, destroying the tower and harvesting its blood to bring the Sentients to their former glory. Gara has fought the Sentient as fiercely as ever, but again, the attack consistency was amping from night to night. Again, they needed a better plan. The Unum stealthily constructed a barrier around the plains during the day, at night capturing the big Sentient inside with an energy barrier. While the Sentient was captured, Gara, equipped with an energy bomb created from Unum's flesh, went out to the Sentient, located its heart, and in a suicidal charge, jumped all the way to it, pushing the button, and boom. The Sentient chunks fell everywhere, all over the plains, and Gara was no more. The lake near the tower where the Sentient was defeated was named after her, the Gara-Thoth Lake. The legend of Gara's fight with the big Sentient was remembered for generations, but not all was silent. The pieces of the giant Sentient came alive, trying to build themselves, walking the plains now named the Plains of Eidolon. The Unum, without any Orokin inhabitants, helped the Ostrons and the Quills inhabit its outer walls and let them feed on its meat, located inside the regrowing walls. Again, all seemed well, but that was short-lived. The Sentient pieces came alive every night, roaming around still trying to rebuild itself, which eventually led a Warframe only known as the Warden to come and keep an eye on the wandering Eidolon pieces. One day the Warden tried to make contact with the Sentient, but quickly figured out that the big Sentient was using him to reform itself, so the Warden jumped into the lake and sacrificed himself, much like Gara, to never unleash the Sentient on the plains again. The Sentient and the Warden laid on the lake floor, the Warden being infused by the Sentient power, leading to a new Warframe we now know as the Revenant.